Primary 6 Listening Comprehension Practice. Listening Comprehension Practice for Primary 6. Instructions to teachers. Before you begin this practice listening exercise, please check that the volume of the speaker is audible to all your students. Adjust the volume of the speaker to ensure that all your students are comfortable with the level of volume.
Instructions to students. In this practice listening exercise, you'll hear 7 passages in total. You will hear each passage twice. In the question paper, you'll see the questions and 3 options for each question. Only one of the 3 options is the correct or the best answer. Choose the option which you think is the correct or best answer, then put a tick in the box next to the option you have chosen as your answer. You will now hear 15 seconds of music before the exercise begins.
Listen to passage 1, then answer questions 1 and 2. My parents and my elder brother gave me presents for becoming the champion in an international speech competition. My father bought me a microphone saying he would like to see me become a motivational speaker one day. He said that initially he wanted to present me with a book on speaking confidently in public, but then decided I need no such book after watching me speak at the competition. However, my mother thought otherwise, and so she bought that very book for me. Coincidentally, my elder brother bought that same book, but on coming to know that my mother had bought that book, he went back to the bookshop to exchange for another book entitled A Handbook for Speakers, not knowing I had a similar book entitled The Speaker and the Speech, A Handbook for Speakers. Something like this happened when I was a young girl. My parents bought separately cuddly bears for my birthday. The only difference being that the bear my mother bought was in a polka dot dress, while the bear my father bought was in a dress with black and white stripes. My uncle bought a similar bear, but it was in pyjamas. Now I have 3 bears sitting on a cupboard untouched for years.
Question 1. Which present was returned to the shop in exchange for another one? Question 2. Which of these toy bears was presented to Shanti by her uncle? Listen to passage 2. Then answer questions 3 and 4. Good evening to all football fans listening to this commentary. In a few minutes, the spectators in the Central Stadium will watch an exciting football match between 2 well-known teams, World Rovers and Universal United. Both these teams have won the championship several times in the last few decades. Football fans are anxious as to which team will receive the championship trophy this year. Last year, these same teams met at the Space Stadium. The match ended in a draw. During the 15-minute extended time, Universal United defeated World Rovers by scoring the only goal of the match. The year before last year, World Rovers beat Universal United by 2 goals when they played in Fairfield Stadium. What will happen this year? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Before I tell you about the players in the 2 teams, let me introduce the referee and the 2 linesmen. The referee for today's match is Mr. Ian Rush, a tall, lean and energetic man. He was also the referee for the 2 previous matches for these 2 teams. To help the referee, 2 linesmen, Mr. Roger Moore, who is linesman 1, and Mr. Gordon Banks, linesman 2, are in the field. From where we are, we could see Mr. Ian Rush wearing a cap with the 2 linesmen without cap having some last-minute discussion. Mr. Gordon Banks is a much shorter person than Mr. Roger Moore. The 3 of them are in their positions now, and the match will start soon. We will now go for a short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Question 3. In which stadium did the 2 football teams played the last time? Question 4. Which of these men is the referee for the match that is about to start? Listen to passage 3. Then answer questions 5 and 6. Good morning, listeners. Here are some updates on the bus service 12B. Bus service 12B will be suspended for 2 weeks. The buses on this service will be undergoing inspections and repairs as there have been frequent breakdowns. Bus commuters will be provided with alternative services during this period. Services 12A and 12C will ply their current routes as well as cover part of the route of service 12B. Since service 12B plying along South Avenue, North Avenue, and Sunrise Boulevard will not be available for the next 2 weeks, services 12A and 12C will run along parts of these routes. Service 12A will serve commuters on Sunrise Boulevard and East Street. Service 12C will operate along Route 2, covering South Avenue and North Avenue for the 2 weeks period. Commuters are advised to take note of this temporary arrangement. For further details or clarifications, commuters should call the hotline at 197-9787 or visit www.bus.com.
Question 5. Referring to the map above, on which route will bus service 12C operate? Question 6. Ahmad wants to go to the football stadium from bus stop 5. Where should he alight? Listen to passage 4. Then answer questions 7, 8, and 9. Why do we say that someone who is asked to leave his job has been given the sack? There are 3 explanations for the origin of the phrase, getting a sack. One is from the Romans of Rome in Italy, the other is from the Turks of Turkey, and the third is from the French in France. The first explanation comes from the Romans of ancient times, who believed in severe punishment for serious wrongdoing. Anyone caught committing a serious crime, such as murder, was shown no mercy. If found guilty of such a horrendous crime, they were tied in a sack and dumped into the Tiber River in Rome. The practice spread throughout many other European countries, and as late as the 19th century, murderers in Turkey were tossed into the sea known as the Bosphorus in a sack. To get the sack was probably used to mean a threat of any sort of punishment, such as losing one's job. Another explanation was recorded as early as 1611 in France. The explanation referred to craftsmen of the Middle Ages. Artisans carried their tools in sacks. While they worked, they handed the sacks to their employers. When a craftsman got the sack from his employer, it means that their services were no longer required. He was left literally holding the sack with no job.
Question 7. According to the recording, who did not believe in giving wrongdoers a second chance? Question 8. An offender caught in Turkey would be Question 9. Which of the following information can be known from the passage? Listen to passage 5. Then answer questions 10, 11, 12, and 13.
Good morning, ma'am. You drove exceeding the speed limit. I'm sure you know the speed limit on this expressway is 90 kilometers per hour.
I'm sorry, officer. I know the speed limit is 90, but I have a meeting in 15 minutes and I need to be at the venue in time for the meeting.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Your safety and the safety of the other road users are very important. Therefore, it is absolutely necessary that everyone on the road acts responsibly.
I understand, officer. I will see that this doesn't happen again.
That's good, ma'am. But I'm sorry, I have to issue you a ticket for this offense.
Oh, officer, can't you let me off with a warning this time?
I'm sorry, ma'am. You've been caught on camera, and I have to take action against the offense you have committed.
Please, sir, try and understand. I did not drive speedily on purpose.
An offense is an offense, whether done on purpose or otherwise. We have to be very strict about these matters, as all our safety is involved.
I understand, officer. How much will the fine be?
If you pay up promptly within a month, it will be $100. If you make payment later than a month, the fine will increase to $150. If you delay further, you'll be summoned to the court and could be fined $1,000.
Oh dear, that's too much. I will pay the $100 to you now, officer.
Oh no, I cannot collect money from any member of the public. You have to pay online or at the traffic police counters at any police station.
Will do, officer. I'm sorry this happened.
Good day, ma'am.
Question 10. The motorist was speeding on the expressway because she Question 11. The motorist was not behaving responsibly as she Question 12. How much will the motorist have to pay if she's late in paying by a month? Question 13. Based on what you have heard, which of the following is true?
Listen to passage 6. Then answer questions 14, 15, 16, and 17. Good morning, teachers and friends. Now, I'll be reading an article that I came across last week. In the neighborhood we live, we will see many birds. Typically, we can see miners, pigeons, sparrows, and crows. And some neighborhood birds, such as parakeets and nightingales, have been spotted. Of all these birds, the crow is thought to be a nuisance to residents. Crows have been seen to take away certain food left to dry in the sun in balconies. There have been incidents where crows have snatched food from the hands of people, both young and old. Residents have reported such incidents, and the authorities have decided to do something about it. 2 sharpshooters were sent to a neighborhood recently where the number of crows have increased over the last few months. In an attempt to reduce the number of crows in the area, the sharpshooters, armed with a rifle each, started shooting down crows from a huge rain tree in a park there. Asked if it was all right to kill the crows, one of the shooters explained that the crows were not killed, and the bullets were actually pellets of tranquilizer to make the crows unconscious. Once shot with the pellets, the crows will be unconscious for several hours. Before they regain consciousness, they will be transported to a few bird sanctuaries around the island. We make sure that no bird is harmed in the course of our work. It was quite a relief to know that the crows were not harmed. Another complaint residents have is that the birds dirty the void decks and other common areas. The authorities in charge of the cleanliness of the neighborhood have said they have scheduled for washing the common areas, but residents are not satisfied with the way things are and are calling for better service from the authorities.
Question 14. According to the article, which of these birds is occasionally seen in some neighborhoods? Question 15. The residents do not like the crows because they are Question 16. Residents have reported such incidents. What does such incidents refer to? Question 17. Which one of the information is not correct? Listen to passage 7. Then, answer questions 18, 19, and 20.
Good afternoon, teachers and friends. My talk today is on a very interesting topic. In fact, I was surprised when I read from several sources about this topic and heard several experts talk on this topic. My topic is the oldest living language in the world. Yes, my friends. This language is widely spoken to this day. All of us Singaporeans should be proud that the oldest language in the world is one of our 4 official languages. Isn't that an interesting fact? If you have not guessed the language about which I am going to talk about, here it is, Tamil language. As all of us know, we have 3 other great languages as our official languages: Malay, Chinese and English. The earliest Tamil writing is believed to have been done in the 5th century BC. However, scholars believe it could have been much older with the discovery of a book known as the Tolkappiyam, which is the most ancient Tamil grammar text and the oldest surviving work of Tamil literature. The author of Tolkappiyam often mentions, "they say so," or something similar, indicating the existence of a rich grammar and literature tradition even before him. Naturally, linguists began to wonder whether we should be dating the Tamil language at least a couple of thousand years before Tolkappiyam. Tamil is the language of Tamil Nadu as well as Puducherry in India. Tamil is the official language in 2 sovereign nations, Singapore and Sri Lanka. Tamil is spoken by people in Malaysia, Myanmar, Mauritius, South Africa and many other countries. Tamil, the oldest language in the world, has continued to develop and is now one of the 20 most commonly spoken languages in the world.
Question 18. Abain's talk was mainly about the dash language. Question 19. Which of the following statements is true? Question 20. The oldest surviving grammar book was discovered in